How could 3,000 Chinese soldiers disappear without a trace in 1937, fighting the Japanese? By December 1937, China had been at war with Japan for more than 6 months. As the invaders pressed north to advance on Nanking, a defense corps of approximately 3,000 Chinese troops was sent to defend a vital bridge south of the city. Occupying trench-fortified positions, the troops awaited the anticipated Japanese attack. It never came. What happened next was far more worrisome. The morning after the tactical deployment, the officer in command of the Chinese troops, General Li, was awakened by a distraught subordinate who informed him that radio contact had been lost with the division defending the bridge. Fearing that his men had been defeated, the commander ordered an immediate reconnaissance of the advance lines. He was prepared for the worst, but what he found next seemed so incredible that he could not believe it. For all they had found were rows of empty trenches with no soldiers in them. There were no bodies or any other sign of a recent battle to give any explanation as to what had happened to the men. The general was puzzled, for he knew that if the soldiers had deserted en masse, they should have crossed the bridge back, but they had not. If the missing soldiers had surrendered to the Japanese, they should have crossed the bridge to Nanjing, and the soldiers stationed there had seen nothing. Desertion would also have been unlikely, as the Chinese were aware of the horrific treatment that prisoners of war were receiving at the hands of the Japanese. If the battalion had gone to the Japanese, they would likely have been tortured or killed. Information that was later provided by the Japanese also makes this theory unlikely, as there is no mention of the soldiers surrendering in Nanjing. Another possible theory is that the soldiers deserted their position. Although the bridge was the only way into Nanjing, it would not have been the only way out of the area. It is possible that farmers in the Nanjing area would have been willing to help the fleeing soldiers. If the soldiers had deserted, the army would not have received this information. News of a mass desertion would have lowered morale and given the Japanese propaganda to weaken the Chinese government. While desertion seems possible, there are also reasons why this theory is difficult to prove. The vegetation in the Nanjing area at the time was sparse and would not have provided sufficient cover for nearly 3,000 soldiers. Japanese reports also state that they never encountered a group of Chinese soldiers. That many soldiers would be difficult to hide, and if they deserted, some of them would likely have been found in the years to come. Over the years, there have been more outlandish theories proposed to explain the disappearance. One theory is that the battalion disappeared into a parallel universe. After all, if our universe is surrounded by a number of invisible parallel universes, this should theoretically be possible.